back and forth and back and forth. Definitely gonna wing. If I say that 10 times fast, I dare you, like a windshield wiper, I gotta switch to decaf. Hey guys, and welcome to the first video in a new playlist here on this channel titled Makeup Basics with an Averagejo. That's me. These videos are going to focus on your specific request, not only from my Instagram, but also through your comments here on YouTube. I know how intimidating makeup can be, especially if you are either just getting started or if you've been playing with it for a while, but you're trying to master a new style, a new technique, something along those lines. And so I wanted to make sure that I had videos walking you guys through step by step how to do some of the things that you may be interested in. Today we are talking about eyeliner. To wing or not to wing? That is the question. We're gonna wing it. Definitely gonna wing. First, you need to pick out your products. Now, it's important to note that you have so many options, a plethora really. So there are kohls, your traditional creams, liquids, gels, and you can even use eyeshadow. Since today's video is about winged eyeliner specifically, I'm primarily going to focus on gel versus liquid liner. Though I'm going to demonstrate both, it's really up to you as to determine which is an easier product to work with for you. I know artists who are on either side of that debate, so you just kind of got to play with it and figure out what works best for you. There are two main portions of a wing. There is the body and the tail. The body is the portion of the liner which is concentrated the closest to your natural lash line and is often considered the base of your liner. The tail, on the other hand, is the portion that extends past your natural lash line and therefore creates the wing to your wing. Your eye shape, comfort level, and personal preference are all going to come into play here, so make sure you keep that in mind. I will be walking you through the most basic steps, but you are more than welcome to alter the shape or the amount that you put on it to fit your individual needs. First, we're going to be starting with gel. It's important to note that if you use a gel liner, you are going to need some sort of brush. My recommendation is something along these lines. I love an angled, tight, flat brush. One note I would like to make is that it's very important to be careful when you go to load your brush. You're not shoving a carrot stick into a thing of hummus, as delicious as that sounds, but rather dragging your brush back and forth like a windshield wiper motion. That way you can saturate either side of the brush without causing it to be like a bulky buildup. We want to have control over exactly where we put it, and an excess amount of product everywhere on that brush is going to make that nearly impossible. My first stroke always concentrates the product closest to the lash line, darkening it with several soft strokes in the middle and then dragging it as far into my inner corner as I would like, and also towards the outer corner of my lashes. I know from studying my eyes that they're actually incredibly uneven, and they also at the end tend to dip downwards. For this reason, I always ensure on either side of my eyes to stop short of my natural lash line, simply because if I were to continue on with that line following that natural lash line into that dip, my wing would also dip, and that just is counterproductive to that nice sharp light that I'm going for. Once you have the body built, it's time to focus on the tail. I'm gonna add a little bit more product to my brush, and then I'm gonna look straight ahead in my mirror, which is right here, and I'm going to eyeball where I want that wing to start. We're going to be creating a tick mark where we think we'd like that wing, and then drag the product from that tick towards the eye to connect with the body of our wing. You're going to add a stroke or two to kind of smooth out the differentiation between the top of that curve and also the body of your wing so that it looks like a smooth slide as opposed to like an angle. And then you're going to fill in anything that you have missed. Ta-da! That is your wing. So when it comes to liquid liner, the difference between the different kinds really is in the applicator. I prefer a felt tip because it is a nice triangular sponge that comes to a fine point and therefore makes creating that little tick mark like a breeze. It's almost like cheating. A brush tip, as the name implies, kind of looks like a little paintbrush. I use the white one from Morphe all the time to highlight my body paints and also to create dots, but that is primarily the only thing that I will ever use a brush tip for. So we will be using a felt tip for today's tutorial. You can follow the same steps that we used with the gel liner to create a winged liner with a felt tip and build the body of your wing first. However, as I mentioned earlier, my eyeballs are incredibly uneven, and so I usually find that whenever I go to do my second eye, it behooves me better to start off with the tick mark. That way I can make sure that my wings are set up to be somewhat even, and then go from there. Whenever I am trying to make sure that my makeup is symmetrical, I always use a mirror. I have it placed directly in front of me and I look straight ahead and I use my pupils as a reference point. It does take a little bit of time to get used to like how to spot this and how to do it because your eyes are going back and forth like a windshield wiper. But once you do get used to it, you can have even wings even if your eyes aren't even. Say that 10 times fast, I dare you. I don't think I can do that again. I'm going to first go in and create that tick, and then we're going to build our base and connect it from there. If you want a super thin line, I do suggest that you use more towards the point or the very tip of that felt tip, and then as you get more to the body, if you lay the pen slightly more perpendicular, you can get a thicker line. So I'm going to use the tip a little bit closer to that inner corner because remember, I like mine to taper. And now we are just going to connect the very tippity top of that wing to the base that we have built. So that wasn't too terribly difficult, but what do you do if you make a mistake? And believe me, you will. I still make mistakes all the time. It's just part of the process. When it comes to cleaning up your mistakes, you have a couple different options. You can use a makeup wipe, or you can go in with some concealer on a brush, although that's not my favorite method, simply because I would rather remove the excess product as opposed to trying to cover it up with more product. But you do you. Also, for this same reason, I highly recommend that if you're playing with winged eyeliner for the first time, strong and wrong, we love that, but maybe don't go in and do your foundation and your full face first and leave your eyeliner for last. My favorite method for cleaning up wing mistakes is actually to take some makeup remover and a Q-tip. You can place it right here on the side of your eye and drag straight up. If you want your wing to be a little bit more sharp, you can just erase it like all the way back if you want to completely rebuild your wing, but that is my favorite method of cleaning that up. If you prefer something a little bit more dramatic to say what I have on right now, go ahead and build your wing up, make it a little bit more sharp, make it thin towards here and then thick on the sides, really whatever floats your boat. If you're interested in that cat-like look, my recommendation is to drag that inner portion of the liner further down in your inner corners, creating that cat-like or sharp shape. And if you have either super large eyeballs, like I do, or you have really tiny flat eyes and you're trying not to make them look too closed off, or you find that it looks weird to have your eyeliner all the way in, I highly recommend trying a 3/4 wing, where you leave this inner 1/4 completely blank. Therefore, even though you taper your wing like we did here into our inner corner, you have that taper to about like right here, and then build your wing out from there. This is going to make sure that that inner portion of your eye stays nice and open, but you still get all of the drama of that little flick of the wrist. You know what I mean? That's actually like my favorite way to wear winged liner. I didn't do it for the purpose of this tutorial because I wanted to show you how to just build a basic wing, but if you are someone, like I said, with giant eyes, or who worries that too much eyeliner is going to make your eyes look closed off, you may want to try that shape. It's really, really fun. Kind of sexy too. Alright, and that is going to be it for the winged eyeliner tutorial, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found this useful. Give me a thumbs up if you're excited about this new playlist here on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. And drop me a comment down below which team you are on. Are you more of a liquid kind of person, or do you prefer a gel? And if so, why? Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Well, that's stupid.
It's funny.
Sup, Doc?
You're like a horse right now.